And we're on. What's up, travelers? This is Derek with your channel, Paint Your Lifestyle, living it how we see it. This video, I want to talk about but before we get into that, I want to just rewind. And now that you've seen the video, let's talk about Brazil. This was my first time going, and I just went just because it was Brazil. I had no intention of going for no other reason. Like, I never heard of Carnaval or anything like that, because this is what this video is about. Carnival review, if you saw the thumbnail. Yeah, Brazil is, I can't even put it into words how I felt being in Brazil for the first time. Like, we all talk about Brazil in the States, how like it's this land of beautiful women, beautiful culture, beautiful music, so on and so on and so on. When you're actually there, it's way different from what you hear. First thing I noticed once I got there, it's beautiful. Like, the landscape is completely amazing. It didn't even feel like how I envisioned it when I first learned about it. You've got this giant land full of beautiful water, beautiful blue skies, something out of a movie, and everything is just shrouded in this circle. And I'm talking about Rio, by the way, mostly Ipanema, the area that I'm in. First thing you notice is just the landscape, how beautiful it is, and you see the giant statue at the far corner of every corner of Rio that you're in. That's the Christ Redentor, the giant Christ statue. And then you just notice the people. Everyone's just doing their own thing. Everyone's just doing their own thing. I mean, not like music, you know. Everyone's working, and this was just me being just completely just didn't even know what's going on, what to expect, but I welcomed it all. I also then noticed like the people. I've been all over the world, and this is the only area where I felt like I actually kind of meshed with the people, because I didn't get that same vibe and treatment when I was in like Asia, especially Thailand. Me being a person of color, whatever, you're walking around, you're like a sore thumb. But in Brazil, you definitely feel like you're one of them, unless you speak. Brazil was very welcoming. The people are very nice. Generally, very, very, very nice people. Very affectionate too. I talked about that on my Instagram, like how older couples, like in their 40s, 50s, and going up, they're very affectionate, and you see that everywhere you go in the city. And I'm mostly talking about just Ipanema, Copacabana, Lapa, Botafogo. You'll see it everywhere. Versus in America, where we kind of don't do that. It's kind of rude, I guess you could say, in American culture. And I'm just speaking for Americans, because that's just where I was born here. Then when I see stuff like that, I try to compare and contrast different cultures and what I've been taught and learned here in America versus being in the countries. And definitely older heads in Brazil versus older heads in America, they don't show affection like that at all. So it's just very interesting to me to see that. Also, it's very easy to talk to people. It's a plus if you actually try and learn a language, which you should, because Brazil is not a huge English-speaking country. Even before going to Brazil, you should learn the language, which I've been learning for like 8-9 months now. You should definitely learn how to get around, how to get food, how to get some drink, directions, subway, whatever. You need to know that stuff before coming to Brazil, and that's for any country you go to. Downtown, I remember it was called No Centro, and that downtown area, oh man. So let me just say, when I was in Brazil, Ipanema to be exact, it's a very tourist area created for tourists to kind of splurge and have fun and just enjoy the weather and whatever. You often do the research as far as like how much the money you'll get for your money, how much is converted, how much does a regular food or a dish cost, how much you need to spend every day. When you're in Ipanema, I believe it was like around 150, 120 reais, versus when you're in No Centro, which is downtown, it's like 80 reais, 60 reais, maybe 50 reais. I don't know, something like that. So that was my first mistake, because I was in Ipanema, Copacabana for so long. When I first arrived in No Centro, which is downtown, everything is much cheaper. On top of that, it's more crowded than usual. It's crazy. Everything's just in all kinds of directions, and people are just buying, selling, trading. I don't know. It's a wild area. Everyone should definitely check it out. I had my cell phone out there, which was a huge risk because one of the big rules when you're trying to, or even just being in Brazil, is having your cell phone out. It's a very dangerous thing to have. This right here is dangerous. This can get you hurt, seriously hurt, killed, mugged, whatever. It's like having a target on your head. So rule number one, don't bring a cell phone to Rio. If you are, bring two. One for just emergency, like a flip phone, whatever, or keep the other one like in your backpack or at home in your hotel. Majority of the time, don't bring it unless you have to, and that's one of the reasons why I didn't have a lot of footage for this trip in particular. Ipanema, Copacabana, and Lapa. Those areas are the hotspots when you're traveling to Rio. It goes by tier. So like Ipanema is like the Beverly Hills of Rio. You have Copacabana, which is pretty good, but not as good as Ipanema. And there's clear distinction of like how good they look when you're there. And then Lapa is like the hood, but that's where shit pops off the most. So Ipanema is a very beautiful white sanded area. Lots of tourists, people coming in and out left and right. You've got people having fun, enjoying the sun. Beautiful women everywhere. Beautiful people. Everyone's having a good time. It's really that simple. It's definitely like a Beverly Hills vibe. Copacabana is just a little bit the same, but it's more, I felt like it was more building structured. It felt like a downtown with less people, but it was still very accessible to the ocean. There's a bunch of buildings, a bunch of hotels, all of it is still there. And it's very easy around to get on the subway, very accessible. Lapa is, I call it the hood. It's even I had some friends I met up there in Brazil, we call it free for all. Because shit went down in Lapa. It's pretty self-explanatory. More people are outside, there's more gang affiliation there, there's more hood neighborhoods, there's more street art. And it's just by quality. So, you know, Ipanema being the top, where it's just they keep all that dangerous activity out because it doesn't want to hurt the tourists coming in. Copacabana is right in the middle. It's not as good as Ipanema, and even the locals will tell you that Ipanema has the best beach and the prettiest girls. Anyone will tell you that. I've been told that many times out there by like the natives. And then Lapa is just a free-for-all. I'll tell you a story about how I saw someone get shot for a cell phone. But now, the reason why you're here is to talk about Carnaval. Carnaval is, let's just understand what Carnival is first. Carnival is a Mardi Gras, but this is at a country scale where the whole country is partying, and that is something everyone should experience in their life because, yo, Carnival, that shit was dope, yo. Wow. I'm remembering it all now. It's all coming back to me. Carnival, man. The first thing you notice is you don't talk about Carnival, you just do it. And I've never been around so many people in my life. Had this been like coronavirus time, this would have been the worst case in history. Like Brazil just going up of so many cases. There's thousands and thousands and thousands and thousands of people flying in and out to party. And this type of party is like anywhere you go in Rio, people are partying. I remember a time I was trying to get to my hotel back from like a trip to a local museum, and it was like 3 or 2 in the afternoon, and people are already partying on the street or getting ready to go to these local hot spots where they play music and stuff. I forgot what they're called, but think of it as like a block party. Each area of Rio has like its own block party, and they play music and people follow the music or whatever. Obviously there were so many beautiful women, like left, right, just long hair, curly hair, short hair, thin, big fat butt, slim waist, dark, light. Just people from Peru came, people from Germany came, people from Argentina. It was amazing. I wish I could tell like exactly how I felt throughout this whole entire video, but it was amazing. I remember I was in Lapa and I was with some homegirls. We were partying in the street, and this car came. Just this one car came, and the car was trying to pass through, and it couldn't pass through because there were so many people just partying in the street. It's literally one car versus like 2,000 people. Everyone's just trying to dance on the car, which is pretty cool. You also then notice like the music is a very, it has its own style. The people call it Brazilian funk. So it's like, you know, something like that. You hear that everywhere. We'll talk about the music in another video, but yeah, Brazilian funk is pretty cool. Samba's pretty cool. You hear about the artists. You know, Copacabana has its own thing. You also notice like not only people are coming to party, but people are coming to dress up. I've seen a couple people in marble costumes. I've seen people come in twin costumes, a Super Mario, whatever you want. The idea is limitless. People got really creative. Even couples came in their own type of costumes together. But the amount of energy that you can feel, even in the subway, the same energy is at an all-time high from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. It just doesn't stop. All that doesn't stop. Carnival, I would say, if you haven't been, you should go next year if the pandemic has calmed down, that is. I'm definitely going to get with my homies. See how it happened. I want to say like I didn't fully get to enjoy it because I came by myself. I usually travel with myself. I found at times I was very depressed and alone in a whole country because not only did I not speak the language, but people are enjoying this time together and I didn't really have someone to enjoy it with. Making friends was hard because I didn't speak the language, obviously. I would say anyone that's going, yeah, you can definitely go by yourself. It will be challenging for a guy. For women, it's totally easy for them. And that, we can argue that too, but I definitely felt like me being just one man in Brazil, it was tough trying to have fun by yourself in the whole country. You don't know who's there for you, or you don't know if you can trust anybody to hang out with. It can be dangerous at times as well. I would say like next year, if I were to change anything, I would go with some friends because this type of event, you need to go with a lot of people to enjoy what's really happening because there's just so many people for just one person to enjoy. With that being said, I hope you liked the video. Please share, subscribe, like the video, share with your friends. Check out Brazil, check out Carnaval. You can definitely register for next year. Hopefully there will be a carnival next year. I really hope so. I got my fingers crossed. And remember to live it how you see it. This is Derek. I'm out.